Attention duelists. Welcome to the Remedial Tuesday Watch and Learn. I'm doing this to make up for how short yesterday's was. And so, in the spirit of doing what I already did, let's get into doing it. First up, we have a self-destruct deck. They activate Performer Pal Popper Up, pitching 1 and adding Malevolent Goku. They were made to take 4,000 damage by the effect of Popper Up. Then they summon Malevolent Mech Goku, which in the end phase will destroy itself and then deal an attack as damage. And they have set Destructive Draw and a Pointer of the Red Lotus. Goku deals 2,400 to self. The opponent's turn. Opponent activates Flaunderies and the Advent of Adventure. Duel Speed will activate Destructive Draw. Flaunderies player summons Ostrich and Barrier Statue. Both swing for game. The remedial lesson is going great. And this time looks like we have some sort of pile. Sadly for them, they opened up Denier and Dasher, and they also are running Secret Beasts. And their opponent summons Machina Unclespair. And it will be hit by an Imperm to negate its effect. Duels will use Machina Raider, pitching Machina Cannon to summon the Raider. And then they pass turn. Player draws a Feather Duster, activates Pyre-Res map, adding Dark Beckoning Beast to their hand and paying half their life points. They summon the Beckoning Beast, and their opponent will activate Max C. They have no responses, so Max C will resolve. The Machina player will be refilling their hand. Player adds Opening of the Spirit Gates and Hamon, Lord of Striking Thunder, to their hand. Then they use Dark Beckoning Beast to summon Chaos Summoning Beast, who will attribute itself to summon Hamon, Lord of Striking Thunder. Chaos Summoning Beast will then banish itself from the graveyard in an attempt to use its effect, but the player will chain Machina Air Raider. And that will summon an Unclespair from their deck and then pop itself. Chaos Summoning Beast will add Fallen Paradise to their hand. Unclespair will send away a Machina Ruin Force to the graveyard. The player will activate the Fallen Paradise after drawing 2 cards, and then Hamon will swing over the Unclespair. Then during the end phase, Hamon will deal an extra 1,000 damage. During the battle phase, because destroy opponent's monster will deal 1,000 damage. Hang on just a tick. Player use the effect of Magical Hound, targeting their opponent's field spell, Fallen Paradise, and bouncing it back to their hand to summon it. Then Unclespair and Magical Hound will make Puzzlamino the drop-in deleter. Requires 2 monsters with 2 different levels. Its arrows point down and to the right. If a monster is special summoned face up to a zone this card points to, while you control this monster, you can declare a level from 1 to 8, and that monster becomes that level until the end of the turn. You can target 2 monsters with the same level, 1 from each field, and destroy them. You can only use each effect of Puzzlamino, the drop-in deleter, once per turn. Alright, a little bit of level modulation to help with Machina cards. He's going to banish 3 to summon back his... he's going to banish 2, actually, Unclespair and Air Raider, to summon Ruin Force from the graveyard. Drop-in deleter will then will not modify its levels, will then use its effect to pop both level 10s, Ruin Force and Hamon. Ruin Force's effect will activate and summon the banished Air Raider and Unclespair. Unclespair on summon will send Machina Res Avenger to the graveyard. Then the player will use every monster on field to make Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. And he will banish 2 Unclespairs and the Res Avenger to summon back Ruin Force, and he will swing with Ruin Force for game. Nice to see two less popular decks being used. We have a Lair of Darkness deck. The opponent activates Reinforcement of the Army, adding Destiny Hero Denier to their hand. Then they summon Armageddon Knight, and they use its effect to send Orcus Nightmare to the graveyard. Orcus Nightmare will banish itself to add some attack points onto the Armageddon Knight, and also send an Orcus Harpour to the graveyard. Harpour will banish itself, allowing the summon of Girsu, the Mech Knight, who will send a Symbol Skeleton to the graveyard on summon. Armageddon Knight and Girsu are going to make Galatea the Orcus Automaton, and she will use her effect to target the Harpour and return it to the deck, and set Orchestrated Babel. Babel will then be activated. Symbol Skeleton will banish itself from the graveyard to resummon Girsu. Then Galatea will be used as solo material to make Ding Girsu Orchestra of the Evening Star. It will use its effect to attach banished material to itself, which will not matter. Girsu and Ding Girsu will then make IP Masquerena, and he will pass turn. I feel like he didn't really accomplish much. Player activates Reasoning. The opponent will use Symbol Skeleton in the graveyard, banishing it to resummon Galatea. Here's what he was trying to do. Galatea is summoned to the field. Reasoning level 3 was declared. Level 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the 10th summon is Fairy Tale Snow. Fairy Tale Snow is unable to use its effect on summon to flip a monster because the opponent's monsters are Link monsters who cannot be turned face down. Galatea on summon has set Orchestrated Return, and then the player will tribute IP and Galatea for Lava Golem and then activate another Reasoning. Dual Speed activates a Max C. Max C will resolve, and the level declared by Reasoning is 4. No, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and then it will stop. Player banishes Infernoid Patrula, Antra, and Sightsemus in order to summon Infernoid Sightsemus. He'll also activate his Lair of Darkness. He used the effect of Sightsemus to tribute the Lava Golem, which he can do because of Lair of Darkness, and banish his opponent's Max C from their graveyard. Then he uses 2 monsters to make Barricade Borg Blocker. Barricade Borg Blocker will pitch 1. During its discard Link Summon, you can discard 1 card, then during the end phase of this turn, add a continuous or field spell card from your graveyard to your hand. Then he's going to banish Infernoid Pyrames, Patrula, and Jet to summon... Sorry. He banished Pyrames and Patrula to summon Jet. Jet and Borg Blocker are going to make Crusadia Equimax. He's going to summon Infernoid Etondel by banishing Anunku and Sightsemus. Fairy Tale Snow is going to banish 7 to summon itself. Equimax swings for 6650, and then Etondel will activate its effect. It will use its effect to tribute Equimax to target card in opponent's graveyard and banish it. Then Atondel will swing direct for 28, and that is game. That was a goofy deck. Infernoids are strange. Now we got a Thunder Dragon player here, at least a little bit of one. Their opponent activates to perform a Pal Pop-Rough. So it's a self-destruct deck. Got it. No opponent watching this. Thunder Dragon wins. Alright, we have a weird Eldritch deck, at least with their opener. And their opponent goes first, summoning Robina. They add Barrier Statue of Stormwinds. Then summon Eaglin. Eaglin will add M-Pen. M-Pen is summoned by attributing both. Eaglin and Robina's effects activate on being banished, or unless being summoned while they're banished, and add themselves back to the hand. Eaglin will add Floowandereeze and the Dreaming Town. He will then summon the Barrier Statue of Stormwinds, set 3 back row, and pass. Eldritch player sets 1, activates Cursed Eldland, pays 800 to add Eldritch the Golden Lord to hand, uses his effect, pitching 1 card and himself, targeting the Barrier Statue. Dreaming Town will then be activated. Dreaming Town summons Ostrich. Ostrich on summon will banish the Eld Lord, and then allow them to summon Robina, who adds a Toucan to hand. Then they summon Eaglin. Eaglin adds Mist Valley Apex Avian, who is then summoned by attributing 2. Your turn, our turn. Eaglin and Robina will add themselves back to the hand. And I just want to check something. I am honestly amazed that they made Floowandereeze effects once per turns. With how stupid strong their recursion is. Player summons Robina, and on summon, the player will activate Torrential Tribute. Apex Avian will activate its effect in response, but the player will activate Skill Drain, turning off Apex Avian's negation. It is stopped, and then Torrential Tribute will destroy all monsters on the board. Robina does add Stree to hand. Player summons Eaglin. Eaglin's effect will activate, as will the banished Stree and Robina. Both are added back to hand. Eaglin's effect is negated, so it does not allow another summon. Then Eaglin attacks directly for 800. Player draws Gozen Match, uses Cursed Eldland to add another Golden Lord to hand, uses his effect, pitching itself and Gozen Match to send away 1 opponent's back row. Then the Golden Lord will send the Cursed Eldland to the graveyard, add itself back to hand, and then summon a zombie with boosted stats, aka itself. Cursed Eldland for being sent to the graveyard will send away, which one was that? A Care of the Golden Land. Eldritch will swing at Eaglin, player will hit it with a Forbidden Droplet, reducing the damage taken but not stopping the attack. Passes turn, but during the end phase, Hakuro will banish itself, allowing them to set an Elixir of Scarlet Sandwood. Player activates Floowandereeze in the Magnificent Map, reveals Stree in their hand, and is able to send a Robina to the graveyard, or an Eaglin to the banish. Then they will use Stree to make Linkuriboh, and then summon Robina. They do not get more summons, so they have to end their turn there. Eldritch player draws a Gozen Match, sets it, attempts to swing at Robina. Linkuriboh will tribute itself. to make Eldritch's attack 0. Then it will use its quick effect to summon itself back to the field by tributing Rubina. During the end phase, Eldritch's stats go back to 2500, passes to the Floowandereeze player. Floowandereeze player uses the map to reveal the toucan in their hand, and sending another Rubina to the banish. Then they activate Gozen Match. The Floowandereeze player declares Dark, meaning that is the only attribute that they're able to control. At least until Linkuriboh is off the field. Eldritch player draws Elixir of Black Awakening, swings with Eldritch at their opponent's face down, but the opponent uses Linkuriboh, uses both of its effects. Stree was face down when it was distributed, so it does actually go to graveyard. Passes to the Floowandereeze player, who is just holding on for dear life. They have to pass their turn. They have no monsters to bounce Linkuriboh with. They swing with Eldritch at the Linkuriboh. They use its effect, and then they pass. This match has gone on far longer than I thought it would. Floowandereeze player sets 1 and passes. It could be an imperm based on the column it's in. Eldritch player draws an Ash Blossom, moves to battle, and swings direct for 2500. Floowandereeze player's turn. They activate Floowandereeze and the Advent of Adventure, but it will be stopped by an Ash Blossom that the Eldritch player drew last turn. Floowandereeze player passes. Eldritch player draws DD Crow, hardly useful. They swing direct, and then pass turn. Score is 4600 to 2050. Floowandereeze player sets 1 monster and passes. Eldritch player draws another Ash Blossom, moves into battle, swings their opponent's set monster, which was an Ash Blossom. We're on turn 17. Floowandereeze player's turn. They activate Pot of Duality, and it will be hit by an Ash Blossom. They're really feeling the burn on this one. Floowandereeze player activates a new magnificent map over their old one, sets a back row, and passes. Moving into battle, Eldritch player swings direct, and that is game. Turn 18 in Floowandereeze versus Eldritch. Ooh, we have a Madolche player using Petting Sessor's effect, and their opponent will activate Max C. Max C will resolve. This could be a lot of cards. No, Madolche player is going to do the smart thing and end their turn there. Duelist A's turn. They draw, activate Sacred Waters in the Sky, adding Agent of Mystery Earth to their hand, who they will then summon. Earth will add Venus to the hand. Then the player activates Raigeki, destroying the Petting Sessor, and she will do the Madolche thing and bounce herself back into the deck. Going into battle, Earth swings direct for 1000, and then they pass their turn too. Duelist B draws Effect Veiler, summons Madolche Messengelato, and Duelist activates another Max C. Messengelato swings over Earth, but player will banish Sacred Waters in the Sky to protect Earth from being destroyed. Passes turn. Player activates another Sacred Waters in the Sky, this time adding Agent of Life Neptune to their hand. They will then banish Neptune from their hand in order to special summon Majesty Hyperion. In response, the Madolche player will activate Max C. Neptune, for being banished, will add Sanctuary in the Sky to the hand, which will be activated. Then, Earth and Majesty Hyperion are going to sync together to make Baron de Fleur. Player is able to draw 1. Baron de Fleur will pop Messengelato, using its effect. Moving into battle, Baron swings direct, and then they pass turn. Madolche player draws a Herald of Orange Light, not a great draw. They activate Small World, and they will banish their effect Veiler, reveal the Madolche Mageline, and add Hoot Cake to hand. Then Mageline is banished. They summon Hoot Cake and use effect, banishing Max C. Player uses Brawn de Fleur's effect, but they will Herald of Orange Light it, discarding its other Herald of Orange Light as cost. Hoot Cake's effect will go through. This could be the turnaround. Herald of Orange Light destroys Baron. By banishing one, Petting Cesor is summoned, and when she is special summoned, her effect will activate, allowing them to special summon a Pudding Cess. Then Petting Cesor and Pudding Cess will overlay together to make Madolche Queen Tiara Masu. Tiara Masu will then go one step further and overlay into Madolche Pudding Cess Chocolate a la Mode. Then Duel's A will activate Nibiru, tributing both monsters a Royal Rare Nibiru, and summoning a token with 4,000 attack and 3,300 defense. Passes turn to the agent player. They summon the Agent of Creation Venus, and they will pay 500 3 times to summon 3 Mystic Shine Balls, 2 from the deck, 1 from the hand. 2 of the Mystic Shine Balls are going to be used as link material to make Protector of the Agents Moon. Moon will attempt to use its effect, but will be having its own Nibiru dropped on them. All monsters are attributed for this Nibiru, summoning a token with 6,900 attack points, nice, and 1,100 defense points. The token stats do not transfer over. The Agent of Protection Moon was able to add an Agent of Mystery Earth to the hand. Player is going to banish the Protector Moon to summon back Majesty Hyperion. Then they will discard the Agent of Life Neptune from their hand to summon back the Agent of Mystery Earth, and they are going to sync together to make Master Flare Hyperion. Master Flare is going to banish Agent of Destruction Venus to gain her effect, and will pay 1,500 life points to summon back the 3 Mystic Shine Balls. 2 of them are going to be used as link material, making another Protector of the Agent's Moon. Its effect goes off to tribute one of the Mystic Shine Balls, and exchange destroy Nibiru. Player swings with the Moon, and then with Master Flare Hyperion for game. I feel like both decks in that one, both players rather, had slow starts to their games. But ultimately, it was the agent player who was able to keep the gas going. Alright, we got a Salamangreat player. They summon Bufferlow and are going to link it off to make Balinx. Balinx's effect will activate with Bufferlow as chain 2. Dual Speed activates Imperm, targeting Balinx. They will not be getting the field spell. Bufferlow will pitch Spinny to draw 2. Spinny, for being pitched, will attempt to activate its effect, but the player will hit it with a Ghost Bell on Haunted Mansion. Spinny is negated. Microcoder in the hand and Balinx on field are going to link together to make a Code Talker. Microcoder will add Signet Mining to hand, which will be activated, pitching a Jack Jaguar and adding a Gazelle to hand. Gazelle's effect will activate, summoning itself, and it will then pitch a Foxy from the deck. Code Talker and Gazelle are going to link together, making a Decode Talker Heat Soul. Heat Soul will pay 1,000 to draw 1. Then he will set 2 cards and Imperm and a Called By and pass. During the opponent's turn, Decode will pay another 1,000 to draw another card. Duel's B summons Agent of Mystery Earth. It attempts to use its effect to add 1, but will be hit by Ash Blossom. But then the Ash Blossom will be hit by a Called By, so Agent of Mystery Earth will go through, unless the Salamangreat player activates Imperm on the Earth. 4-card chain, all resulting in Earth being negated. Agent player passes their turn. Salad player draws for turn, uses Decode again, paying 1,000, draws another Bufferlow, activates Sanctuary, summons Bufferlow and links it off, making Balinx for the second time. Bufferlow's effect will pitch Jack Jaguar to draw 2. Spinny will use its effect, summoning itself to the field. Foxy will pitch Salamangreat Circle to summon itself. Then Spinny and Foxy are going to link together to make Update Jammer. Update Jammer and Decode are going to link together to make Access Code Talker. Access Code will gain 3,000 targeting Decode Talker, and Update Jammer will allow Access Code to attack twice per turn. Access Code will use its effect, banishing Balance from the graveyard to destroy Earth. Swing once with 53, and another time for 10,006. Salad player wins out over agent player. Right, we have a Cyber Dragon player. They activate Cyber Emergency, adding Cyber Dragon Core to hand. They will then summon the core, which will add Cyber Dark Realm to hand. Activate Realm, adding Cyber Dark Claw. Use Claw's effect, discarding itself, to add Cybernetic Horizon to hand. Activate Cybernetic Horizon, pitching Cyber Dragon Hers and Chimera to add Cannon to hand. They send Cyber and Dragon to graveyard. Chimera, for being sent, will send away a cannon. They will discard the cannon in their hand to add another Chimera to their hand. Cyber Dark Realm will allow them the summon of Chimera. Chimera will discard Cybernetic Overflow and add Power Bond to hand. Then Cyber Dark Chimera and Cyber Dragon Core are going to link together to make Union Carrier. I know where this is going. Dual Speed will activate Infinite Impermanence on Union Carrier, and player will use MST on Imperm. That's not going to resolve the way you might think it does. Imperm does go through, Union Carrier is negated. Then the player activates Power Bond, banishing 2 cannons, 2 Chimera, and 1 Claw to summon Cyber Darkness Dragon. Cyber Darkness Dragon will then equip itself with Cyber End Dragon, and will then be tributed to summon Cyber Dark End Dragon. Player attempts to use Union Carrier's effect, but is negated. End Dragon will use its own effect to equip itself with Cyber End Dragon, and then they take 2,000 during the end phase due to Power Bond. They set magical cylinders and pass turn. Dual Speed summons Cyber Dragon, and then fuses all the monsters on the field which are machines into Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. They then use Galaxy Soldiers and effects in their hand, pitching another Cyber Dragon to summon itself, which will add another Galaxy Soldier. Galaxy Soldier will use its effect again, pitching the 3rd Galaxy Soldier to summon itself. That's all 3 used up this game. They will then overlay to make Cyber Dragon Nova. Nova will then detach material to summon a Cyber Dragon from the graveyard. Then Nova will go the step further and overlay itself into Cyber Dragon Infinity. Going into battle, Cyber Dragon swings direct. Fortress attempts to swing direct, but will be hit by a Magic Cylinder, but Infinity will negate the Magic Cylinder with its Omni Negation. Fortress Dragon's attack will go through. And then Infinity swings direct for game. Cyber Dragon beats Cyber Dark. You love to see it, folks. Or at least I do. And really, aren't my opinions the only ones that matter on the videos I make? The answer is yes. Players playing Crusadia, unfortunately they opened 2 Ash Blossoms, 2 Crusadia Power, and 1 Crusadia Testament. Their opponent reveals Albion the Shrouded Dragon and sends a branded opening to the graveyard. Player reads Ash Blossom on it to negate the effect. Player then summons Alibur, the Jester of Despia, adds Branded Fusion to hand. They set 1, activate Branded Fusion, sending away Albaz and Tragedy, making a Lubellion. Lubellion will then use its effect, pitching the Albion. Despian Tragedy's effect will activate, adding Ad Libitum to hand. Lubellion and Albaz will fuse to make Mirror Jade. Then the player will end their turn. So now the Crusadia player's turn. They draw Max C. Unfortunate. They set 1 as a bluff. Opponent activates Branded in red, and now they activate Max C. Max C will resolve, as will Branded in red. They add back Despian Tragedy and fuse the Ad Libitum, the Mirror Jade, and the Tragedy to make Chimera. Ad Libitum will summon back the Mirror Jade. Despian Tragedy's effect will activate to add another card, but that will be stopped by Ash Blossom. However, it might just be too little too late for the Crusadia player. Mirror Jade is summoned back to the field. Chimera pops the one card that was a bluff, and then they pass their turn without going into battle. Right, that was during Duelist A's turn. Now it is Duelist B's turn. They will use the effect of Albion the Shrouded Dragon, sending Branded Sword to the graveyard to summon itself. Albion swings for 25, Alimber for 18, Mirror Jade for 3,000, and Chimera for 33. That is game. Crusadia did not get any openers they could use. A tragic day for off-meta everywhere. Got another Cyber player. Seen a lot of those today. They activate Future Fusion and pass their turn. Future Fusion has been errata to be far less useful. Their opponent's turn, they summon Jack Jaguar. So we have Salad versus Cyber. Jack Jaguar will go into Balinx. Balinx effect will be negated by Ash Blossom. Player then activates Will of the Salamandrate. Duelist A activates Max C. Their opponent will set one more back row, swing with Balinx, and pass. Cyber player draws for turn. Future Fusion's effect now activates. They reveal Rampage Dragon. And they are going to send a lot of cards to the graveyard. 13 total. The effect of Cyber Dragon Hers will add Cyber Dragon to their hand, which will then summon by its own effect, and their opponent will activate Mad Hacker. Mad Hacker's effect is for monster special in your opponent's field. You can summon this card from your hand. Alright. Player will then use Almirage and Cyber Dragon to make Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon. Then he will banish all the light machines from their graveyard to summon Cyber Eltonin with 6,500 attack points. Eltonin's effect will then activate to send all of the face monsters on the field to the graveyard. Then it will attempt to swing direct, and their opponent will activate Mirror Force. Eltonin destroyed. Passes turn to the Salad player. They activate Signet Mining, pitching Raigeki to add Gazelle to their hand. Will of the Salamandrate will summon back Jack Jaguar from the graveyard. Salamandrate Foul will be summoned by revealing itself. They make another Balinx using Jack Jaguar, and then Gazelle's effect will chain to Balinx's summon. Gazelle summons itself. Balinx adds Sanctuary. Gazelle will send away Spinny. Spinny will summon itself. Balinx and Foul will make Splash Mage. Splash Mage will target Jack Jaguar and summon it back. Splash Mage and Jack Jaguar are going to make Decode Talker Heat Soul. Heat Soul pays 1,000 to draw. Makes Update Jammer using Spinny and Gazelle. Makes Access Code Talker using all of his monsters. Access Code Talker goes to 5,300, can attack twice. Banishes Splash Mage to destroy Cybernetic or Future Fusion. Swings twice for game. Trying to keep up with the narration while playing on fast forward. Let's go next. I'm a Tri-Brigade player. Don't see many of them these days. Their opponent activates Star Pendulum Graph, sets Oath Dragon and Wisdom Eye in the Pendulum Scales. Duelist A activates Max C. Max C will resolve. This could deter the Pendulum player. Wisdom Eye will destroy itself to set a double Iris in the scale. Star Pendulum Graph will add Purple Poison. He's got a couple of Royal Rares, which makes me think he really likes this Pendulum stuff. He will then Pendulum Summon Wisdom Eye Magician, Purple Poison, Black Fang, and Harmonizing. Harmonizing will summon an Oath Dragon. Then Oath Dragon and Harmonizing are going to sync together to make Baron de Fleur. Black Fang and Purple Poison are going to overlay to make Time Star Magician. Time Star will use its effect, attaching one material, adding Skullcrobat Joker to the hand, and they will then perform their first normal summon of Skullcrobat Joker, who will add Wisdom Eye Magician to hand. Skullcrobat Joker and Wisdom Eye are going to link together to make Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. Another Royal Rare, we are looking at the Whale of All Time. Electromite will use its effect, adding Astrograph Sorcerer to their extra deck face up. Then Oath Dragon's effect will return Harmonizing Magician to the hand. Electromite will destroy the Double Iris, add the Astrograph to their hand. Then Electromite effect will activate, and Double Iris will chain, with Astrograph as Chainlink 3. Astrograph will summon itself, add a Double Iris. Double Iris's effect will add Time Pendulum Graph to the hand, and Heavy Metal Foes will allow them to draw one. They set a Wisdom Eye in the scale, and attempt to use its effect. Time Star Magician will chain, sending a Perform Pal Pendulum Sorcerer to the graveyard. Time Star's effect was in response to a Pendulum card almost being destroyed. An effect activity that does destroy, I should say. Wisdom Eye Magician will then be destroyed and will replace itself with a Black Fang Magician. Time Star Magician and Purple Poison will be... Time Star and Electromite are going to link together to make Selene Queen of the Master Magicians. Getting ahead of myself. Selene on summon will gain 3 counters. 3 will be removed to summon back Pendulum Sorcerer, who will then destroy both monsters in the Pendulum Scale to add Perform Pal, Odd Eyes, Dissolver, and Odd Eyes Synchron to the hand. Black Fang Magician's effect will summon back a Black Fang Magician. Dissolver will set itself in the scale, and will infuse Synchron and Double Iris for Supreme King Dragon's Starving Venom. Rewind. Astrograph and Black Fang will then be tributed to summon another Supreme King Starving Dragon. Selene and Pendulum Sorcerer are going to make Verte Anaconda. Verte Anaconda will use its effect, sending away Instant Fusion, but it will be hit by an Effect Veiler. But Baron de Fleur will negate the negate. Instant Fusion will summon out Lyrilusk Independent Nightingale. The Starving Venom Dragons will copy Nightingale's effect, and then use her effect to deal 4,000 for each one. Pendulum, OTK, from the Whale of All Time with all those Royal Rares. I've been known to drop a couple dollars when a new set comes out, but that man must have only rolled on the Pendulum cards. And I pity them for it. Truly I do. Got another self-destruct deck. Seeing a lot of those these days. Gonna save some time and just pass. Sword Soul player. They summon Taya, set 1, and pass. Opponent summons Photon Orbital, which will be hit by an Effect Veiler. Then they summon Photon Vanisher by its own effect. The opponent activates Max C. Max C will resolve. They're able to add a Galaxy Photon Dragon to their hand. Vanisher and Orbital are going to overlay for Starliege Photon Blast Dragon. Starliege will use its effect on summon to summon Galaxy Eyes. Then player activates Photon Hand. The opponent will activate Sword Soul Blackout, getting rid of Taya, the opponent's Xyz monster, and Photon Hand. Moving to battle, Galaxy Eyes swings direct for 3,000, passes to the opponent. Visual up in the Galaxy player would go all the way for number 62, but it looks like the Sword Soul player is going to make the comeback here. They use the effect of Vashuda to summon itself, then link off into Monk of the Tenyi. Vashuda banishes itself to bounce Galaxy Eyes. They summon Taya, who will banish Blackout to summon a token. Blackout, for being banished, summons another token. Their opponent will pitch Curry Volt and pay 2,000, so they take no damage this turn. The match is not over yet. Player makes Chishao. Taya's effect will activate. They will attempt to Ash Blossom it, but it will be hit by Cross Out. Long Wand is added to hand. Long Wand will pitch the Adhara to summon itself and the token. Adhara will banish itself to target Vashuda and add that back to the hand. Long Wand and a token make Baron de Fleur. Long Wand will deal 1,200. No, it won't. Player attacks. Sword Soul players absolutely don't read. No damage is done. Passes. Player activates Trade In, pitching Galaxy Eyes, but will be hit by Baron de Fleur. One card in the hand is not enough. They end their turn. Sword Soul player's turn. They draw Moye. Move straight to battle. Swing with Baron de Fleur and Chishao for game. Let's go next. Really hoping for something special for hires. I love these guys. Player summons Recon. Use its effect. Hit by an Imperm. The for hire player's turn is over. Duelist A, no fun allowed. Duelist A's turn. They set one. Activate High Ritual Art, sending Phantom Griffin to make Magic Key, Mech Musket, Betos Buster, which will add Magic Key World to hand. They activate Magic Key World, which adds Magnificent Magic Key Maftail to hand. Maftail will reveal itself, summon itself, then we'll attempt to summon back to Phantom Griffin. Player activates Maxi in response to this. Griffin is summoned, they get to draw one, Maxi resolves. Magic Key World will add Magic Key Mafti to hand. Send one card back. Maftiel and Griffin are going to overlay for Magic Key Spirit Vipartu. Vipartu will detach a unit to add a Gunkan Shuship Shara to hand. They then activate Magic Key Mafti, fusing Betos Buster and Shari for Magic Key Dragon and Drabane. Moving into battle, Vipartu swings over the Recon, and Drabime swings direct. Main phase 2 player summons Megalos Masher X. Passes turn. For Hire's turn, they summon another Recon. Use its effect to summon Beat. Recon will destroy the player's back row. Beat will use its effect to summon Scout. Beat's effect adds Helmer. Dawnpo will use its effect to summon Helmer. Helmer will then use its effect to summon Raphael. And Helmer's effect will activate, pitching Recon to add one from the graveyard to hand. No, pitching one to draw one. And they draw Bravo. Raphael will look at the top 4 cards of the deck and add Mayhem for hire. Then they will link together Raphael, Beat, and Helmer to make Fulgo, Justice for hire. Fulgo on summon will summon out Seal. Donpa's effect will then activate to pop the dragon. Because the card was destroyed by a for hire effect, well, there are... while they control 3 or more different for hires, Fulgo allows the player to draw 3. Seal Strategist for hire, which was summoned by Folgo's effect, will use its effect to summon Philo, Messenger for hire. Then Recon and Dompa will make Mannequin Cat. Philo will use its effect to summon Bravo. And then Seal will chain to Bravo's summon. Seal adds Donpa back to hand. Philo will resummon Raphael. Bravo will then use its effect to buff up all the for hires. Seal and Bravo are going to link together to make Nightmare Phoenix. Phoenix will pitch 1 to destroy Magic World. Mannequin Cat will detach a unit. Summon back the opponent's Shuship Shari. Then target Vapartu to summon Wiz Sage for hire. Wiz on summon will restore 1,500 life points. Mannequin Cat and Nightmare Phoenix are going to link together to make Nightmare Kerberos. Kerberos will pitch a card to destroy Vapartu. Then Kerberos and Philo will link together to make Nightmare Unicorn. Unicorn on summon will pitch 1 to spin Megalosmasher. Activates Mayhem for hire, summoning Donpa back from the graveyard. Folgo swings over the shoe ship. Unicorn and Wiz swing direct. I did not think the for hire would have much going for them, but I'm really loving this rogue versus rogue action. Although I think this action is just about done as the Magic player does nothing on their turn but draw. For hire player draws for turn, turns all of their monsters to attack mode, swings with Unicorn, and then Wiz for game. For hire beats Magic. And that is a play match that I am satisfied ending this stream on. Thank you for joining me for the remedial stream, Watch and Learn 28.5. If you caught the stream, thanks for watching. If you catch the replay, thanks for that too. Goodbye.